Hi, Acadiana. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker. Welcome to your Wednesday, July the 23rd. This is Acadiana Weather Today, a short morning chat on your upcoming weather conditions and how they're going to affect your day. Another very hot day on tap, and heat advisories are up for all of Acadiana, and extreme heat warnings are out for much of southeastern portions of Louisiana. But we are going to see some changes a little farther down the road as tropical moisture makes its way in. That'll give us a little relief from the heat, but those showers and thunderstorms should make a big return by Thursday and Friday. But first, I want to let you know that storm season never really ends, and it's time to save the stuff that matters. Ritter Consulting Engineers uses Matterport 3D imaging to scan your home or business, which can be used for insurance purposes before and after a storm. They're also revolutionizing real estate so buyers can tour homes right from their computer. Call Ritter Consulting Engineers at 984-8498 or visit their website. Well, we've got generally fair skies. We do have some high, thin clouds that are out here this morning, but for the most part, it's just very warm and very muggy in many areas, not dropping below the 80-degree mark this morning, and in some cases, the heat index not dropping below 90 during the overnight period. But with the lack of rainfall out there, you shouldn't have too many problems on your morning commute, at least when it comes to the weather. Traffic is always a different story, but hopefully you'll have a nice, easy commute on this Wednesday morning. As far as that heat advisory, again, that is for the entire Acadiana area, and I think those heat index values could go as high as 110. And if you look there to the east, those pink shades is the extreme heat warning, and then you've got an extreme heat watch for the darker reds over southeastern Louisiana. Some of those regions could see heat index values going as high as 115 degrees. So those hot weather safety tips: if you got to be outside for an extended period of time, make sure you're drinking plenty of fluids, take a lot of breaks, and if you can take those breaks, get in the shade or the air conditioning if you've got that accessible to you. Also, wear light-colored, loose-fitting clothing to make you a little more comfortable. It also allows your body to be able to cool itself by getting that breeze through those clothes and evaporating the sweat off your skin. And I know that there's not going to be a lot of evaporation off your skin to cool things down. When the air mass is already full of water, it's just not going to take any more, even your sweat. So that's why it feels so nasty and those heat index values climb so high. As far as our current temperatures, most of the region is hovering around 80, some upper 70s, some lower 80s out there. But again, that heat index value over many locations is flirting with the 90-degree mark. And as far as our skies, everything is nice and clear, but there is a blowup of thunderstorms off to our east, and that's some tropical weather that's going to start to work its way westward. You've heard about it for most of the week, and it will be increasing our chances for rain starting tomorrow and going through about Saturday, and then we'll get back to some scattered variety thunderstorms on Sunday. Right now, it does not appear we'll see any development, or at least a very low chance for any development. And at this point, it looks like most of the heavy downpours are going to stay in the offshore water. So hopefully that will stay with that forecast here over the next couple of days. But some bigger thunderstorms east of New Orleans and out in the offshore waters and right along the coast of Mississippi. A bit of a trough, I guess we could call it a tropical wave now, kind of drifting off toward the west, which will erode that ridge of high pressure, not just in the upper levels, but also at the surface. You can see that bit of a low pressure area right along the Florida Panhandle, and it's going to drift off to the west. If it stays over land, we're not going to see any development, but if it moves over water, we could see a tropical depression, and we'll check out some of the models here in just a minute. But you can see that cloud cover will start to increase by tomorrow. So today's just going to be sunny, hot, maybe one or two isolated showers and thunderstorms. And like yesterday, those storms aren't really going to cool you down. It's just going to make it feel even more oppressive, more like a steam bath. And again, those showers and thunderstorms become more likely going into Thursday afternoon. Friday, I think we'll see a good chance for rain, perhaps some heavy downpours, especially along the coast. More of the same for Saturday, and then by Sunday, this wave will kind of move off toward the west, and we won't have too many issues with it. But again, the big story today is going to be the heat, with afternoon highs in the mid to upper 90s. A few locations might even hit 100 degrees, depending on if that dew point drops off just a little bit. And our nighttime temperatures, upper 70s to around 80 degrees once again, so not cooling off a whole lot. Offshore waters aren't too bad. Those winds have been very light out of the west and southwest. I think they're going to be out of the west today about 5 to 10 knots, and seas running about 1 to 2 feet. Now, we'll look at that tropical wave, or that disturbance is kind of moving off toward the west. At this time, it's hugging the Florida coastline. So we're not going to be seeing any development in the near-term future. The rest of the tropics really not having any issues either. There are a number of tropical waves, but we're getting closer and closer to August, so new development and those tropical waves moving across the Atlantic are going to be able to hold together a little bit better. But in the meantime, the National Hurricane Center is watching that little area of low pressure that will drift across the Gulf and northern part of the Gulf. Right now, the chance for any development is down in the 10% range or so. So really not expecting development, just an extra chance for rain over the next couple of days. Of course, we'll watch that and we'll talk more about the models and what they're suggesting on Let's Talk Tropics. That's live at noon right here on Acadiana Weather Today. Your high getting up to 96. Again, that heat index as high as 110. Might see one or two showers or thunderstorms, but the rain chance will hover in the 20% range. Tomorrow, I think we're going to start out with partly to mostly sunny skies, but gradually the clouds will start to move in. Showers and thunderstorms becoming more likely by the afternoon. The earlier we get the cloud cover, the temperatures may struggle their way back to around 90 rather than in mid-90s like we're seeing right now. Staying muggy Thursday night. Good chance for rain and thunderstorms on Friday. That'll keep our temperatures in the upper 80s. And I still think we'll see the rain around on Saturday and then kind of breaking up as we get into Sunday. Well, I hope you enjoy Acadiana Weather today. If you do, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also turn on those notifications. You can hear my forecast daily on Big 102.1, Planet Radio 106.7, and Freedom 95.1. And also follow my social media pages in between for updates on Facebook and X. And thanks to everyone, including all of my new subscribers on Acadiana Weather Today right here on YouTube. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker. Have yourself a great Wednesday, and I'll see you on Thursday.